Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to this press meet. Today, we are all here in front of you to share an extremely important development which a large number of people have been waiting for a long time. We are happy to inform you that the government has today notified the Jammu and Kashmir Grant of Domicile Certificate Procedure Rules 2020. These rules prescribe the procedure for issuance of domicile certificate, and you all know that this has now been made the basic eligibility condition for appointment to any post under the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir following amendments in the Jammu and Kashmir Civil Services Decentralization and Recruitment Act 2010. You are also aware that as per the Act, a number of categories of persons have become eligible for grant of domicile, and you are aware that these include persons who have resided for 15 years in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir or have studied for a period of 7 years and appeared in the class 10th or 12th class examination in an educational institution located in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The second category is those who are registered as migrants by the Relief and Rehabilitation Commissioner Migrants in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir as per the procedure prescribed by the government. The third category is children of central government officials, All India Service officials, PSU undertaking and autonomous bodies, public sector banks, officials of statutory bodies, their children, officials of central universities and recognized research institutions of central government who have served in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for a total period of 10 years, their children, or children of people who satisfy the conditions as prescribed in clauses A and B above, or children of such residents of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir as reside outside the Union Territory in connection with their employment and business, but whose parents fulfill any of the conditions in clauses A and B. I have just read out, but these are all parts of the Act, as you are aware. The important thing is that today the rules have been notified, and what is most important about these rules? One, these rules provide a simple, time-bound, transparent procedure for issuance of domicile certificate in such a manner that no category of person is put to any inconvenience. How will this be achieved? One, there is a timeline of 15 days for issuance of the certificate. Two, for each category of people, there is a competent authority who is competent to issue the certificate, and there is an appellate authority. There is a time period of 15 days prescribed, after which the applicant is free to approach the appellate authority. The decision of the appellate authority shall be final upon the issuing authority, and whatever the appellate authority decides has to be complied by the issuing authority within 7 days, failing which the defaulting officer shall be liable to a penalty of 50,000 rupees recovered out of his salary. These are extremely strong and time-bound provisions. The appellate authorities have also been given revisional powers. They can either suo motu or through an application made call for records, check the legality of any proceedings, and pass appropriate orders in reference. The procedure has been made simple, it has been made time bound, and there is a provision for an appellate authority, and as I have just explained, the appellate authority has been given wide powers in revision also. Next, the rules also have a provision for the grant of domicile certificate, both the application to be submitted electronically online and the certificate to be issued and sent electronically online. So this is another modern provision which has been provided in the Act, in the rules. Now, procedurally, how have we tried to make it simple and how have we tried to address all categories? The most important thing, the first and the most important thing, holders of permanent resident certificates of the erstwhile state of J&K in whose favor PRCs have been issued by the competent authority before 31st October 2019 shall be eligible for receiving the domicile certificates on the basis of the PRC alone, and no additional documentation shall be required for such residents. Similarly, children of such PRC holders shall be eligible for receiving their certificates simply on the strength of the PRC of the parents and the birth certificate of the children. As I have just mentioned to you that Kashmiri migrants are also eligible, and for Kashmiri migrants a very simple procedure has been similarly prescribed. Kashmiri migrants can get the domicile certificate on the production of either a PRC or certificate of registration of migrants. We are conscious of the fact that there may be a number of bona fide migrants or bona fide displaced persons who have migrated but have not registered with the relief department. We have taken care of that as well. In order to facilitate such persons, the relief department has made a special and limited provision which will enable such bona fide people to apply before the Relief and Rehabilitation Commissioner migrant for registration for the purpose of issuance of a domicile certificate only, with the help of one of the many documents which have been prescribed, and some of these documents are an electoral roll of 1951, 1988, proof of employment, proof of ownership of property, proof of registration in other states or union territories as a migrant, or any other documentation which would prove that the applicant would have been eligible for grant of PRC before 6th of August 2019. So, for the Kashmiri migrants, not only registration as a migrant is a sufficient condition, but there are others such as availability of PRC or these special conditions. A special window has been opened which we have just mentioned, and we have opened this through a special rule. As a result of all these rules that we have announced today, a large number of hitherto disadvantaged, deprived classes of people such as West Pakistan refugees, Safai Karmcharis, displaced persons, children of women married outside Jammu and Kashmir to erstwhile non-residents, all these categories were earlier deprived, but they shall now be eligible for grant of a domicile certificate and therefore for being considered for all government jobs. I just mentioned that there are other categories of people who have been made eligible for receiving a domicile certificate. I mentioned 5 categories. So for all the other categories who are eligible for grant of domicile certificate, as per the Civil Services Decentralization and Recruitment Act, the rules provide for the documentation which has to be given by them, for the issuing authority and for the appellate authority. For these categories of people also, the rules have been made extremely simple, extremely transparent and time bound. For the purposes of greater clarity, I will just spend 5 minutes or maybe less than that to explain how these rules will operate. I have just mentioned to you about permanent resident certificate holders. Permanent resident certificate holders who are in possession of permanent resident certificates issued before 31st of October will be able to get their domicile certificates simply on the strength of the permanent resident certificate. Their children will be able to get permanent resident certificates on the strength of the PRC of the parents and their birth certificates. Similarly, for persons who have resided for a period of 15 years in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, any document such as a ration card, immovable property records, educational records, voter list, electricity utility bills, labor card, verified employer certificate issued by the Deputy Labour Commissioner or Director Industries, or any other document as proof of residence shall be considered as sufficient proof. There is another category, children of a person who has resided for a period of 15 years in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. I have just mentioned the documents. These have to be in addition accompanied by a birth certificate. Similarly, another eligible category includes a person who has studied for a period of 7 years and appeared in class 10th or 12th examination in an educational institution located in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The corresponding document which is eligible, which is valid, would be a certificate of education issued by the head of the institution and verified by the chief education officer of the school education department of the concerned district. I have explained in detail the procedure for migrants and children of migrants, and I have also explained the special provision that is now being made to enable bona fide displaced persons or bona fide migrants to apply, if they have not applied so, in order to become eligible for domicile certificates. Yet another category of people is children of central government officials and such other categories of officials who have been made eligible by the Decentralization Act. For them, a certificate of service issued by the General Administration Department or the respective cadre controlling authority and the birth certificate for the children will be considered as valid documents. I have also made a mention of other categories of people who have now become eligible. For example, West Pakistan refugees. West Pakistan refugees, commonly called WPRs, were not eligible so far, but they have now become eligible. They will become eligible under the 15-year residence rule, or their children will become eligible under the 7-year residence rule, or the education in class 10th or class 12th of an educational institution located in Jammu and Kashmir territory. Safai Karmcharis, as you are all aware, they had been deprived so far of their right to government jobs. They have also now become eligible. The domicile rules which we have notified today have explained the procedure for them to get a domicile certificate, and as I said, for them 15 years residence rule, 7 years or 7 years education rule, education in class 10th or 12th will come into play. Women residents married to people who were not earlier permanent residents, their children were so far not eligible. Their children will also become eligible under these residency rules or other rules which I have just explained. Other categories of migrant and displaced persons, while migrants will become eligible under the rule of registration with the Relief Commissioner migrants, other categories of migrants or other displaced persons will also become eligible either by virtue of being registered as migrants or by virtue of the special provision which is now being made available to them. The point which we are trying to make is that each and every category of people or persons who have been rendered eligible as a result of the amendment of the amendment to the Decentralization Act are being facilitated through these rules which are called the grant of domicile certificate procedure rules. Each and every category is being facilitated, and very simple procedures have been put in place which include a provision for applications electronically, grant of certificates electronically, time-bound provisions, penalties for non-issuance of certificates in a given time, provision for issuing competent issuing authorities as close to them as possible, provision of appellate authorities, suo motu cognizance by appellate authorities, penalties in case the orders of the appellant authority are not adhered to, and last but not the least, the bringing into the fold of government service of a large number of hitherto disadvantaged categories which I have just mentioned: West Pakistan refugees, Safai Karmcharis, displaced persons, children of women who were married outside, migrants and displaced persons, etc., etc. And last but the most important thing, many of you are already aware that the government has constituted a very high powered committee to accelerate recruitment to government vacancies and to ensure transparency, inclusiveness and speed, and that this committee has been asked to identify the vacancies for being filled up, with priority being given to class 4 vacancies. The committee will also ensure that the necessary sanctions are obtained from within the government wherever they need to be obtained. Wherever possible, recruitment rules, wherever they need to be notified, this committee will ensure that these recruitment rules are notified. Wherever it is found that there are some hitches in the recruitment process, this committee will work towards removal of these hitches, and the overall objective of this committee is two words: accelerated recruitment to government vacancies in a transparent, inclusive and speedy manner.